leaderless, tribalist, partyless, fearless. These are the four phrases that describe the Ugandan Gen Z protesters that are taking on to the street protesting against bad leadership and particularly the mishandling of public funds, increased corruption, especially in the parliament. Actually, the Ugandan president, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, last time came and said he has got evidence that there is a lot of business cracking of deals in the parliament, especially during the time of making the budget, that the members of parliament, especially those sitting on the budget committee, always connive with these agencies and ministries to always exaggerate the budgets of these whatsoever these agencies, so that they can get these monies. And of recent, the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Among, the Right Honorable Alita Among, has been sanctioned from the US. Actually, both Among and her husband, who is also an MP, they've been sanctioned not to go to the US. They've been sanctioned not to go to the UK, and they've been sanctioned not to go to the UAE. Most people know it as Dubai, and there are some. It is alleged that there are some of Anita Among's assets that were taken by the British or by the UK government. Now, the leaders, the youth, the young people, the youngsters, known as the Gen Zs, have taken on to the streets protesting against this bad governance, against the rampant corruption. These are the words they always describe their demonstration: leaderless, tribalist, partyless, and fearless. They go onto the streets chanting, Anita must resign. They need the Speaker of Parliament to resign, just because the Parliament must be a watchdog. The Parliament represents the public. The Parliament, members of Parliament, are representatives of the public. So the leadership of the Parliament is the Speaker herself. So they are implicating Anita Among should resign just because she is the leader of the Parliament as the Speaker, and she has been on the forefront of misusing public fund. You can witness this through the Agora discourse on Twitter. Check Agora discourse on Twitter. Yes, on X, formerly known as Twitter. They have really exposed a lot of things that the public doesn't know anything about. There is a lot taking place. Actually, they changed the parliament into a deal ground, where a place where they go to crack deals. All the deals are done in parliament. She went ahead and hired a radio station, paid a radio station. This radio station is in Bukedea. Bukedea is in the eastern part of Uganda, but this is the radio that the parliament paid to make adverts for the Parliament of Uganda. The Parliament of Uganda sits in Kampala, the capital city of Uganda, but Bukedea is very far. She went and hired Bukedea FM to make adverts for the Parliament, of which it doesn't even have a wider coverage, nationwide coverage. So she and On scrutinizing these allegations, we found that this Wikipedia radio belongs to her. So these are most of the things that forced these Gen Zs, the young generation, to come up and say, no, we have to reclaim our land. We have to reclaim our country. We have to bring back sanity to our nation, Uganda, the pearl of Africa. So they came up with these chants, leaderless. I'm gonna explain why it is leaderless. If you claim to be a leader of the Gen Z, then people will first wait for the leader. This time round, we do not need to have a leader. You yourself, you are a leader on your own. So you start with whatsoever you can do to stop corruption. So don't just wait for the leader. And the other thing, we are under a military junta. If you say you are the leader of this uprising or the leader of this demonstration, then the military junta will come for you. And once they take the leader, then know that now the struggle is going to stop from where it is. So it is leaderless. It cannot have a leader. Tribalist corruption does not affect one tribe. Yes, it doesn't affect any one tribe. It affects each and everyone in Uganda. So this is tribalist. You can go and chant Anita must go in any language you feel like, or you chant whatsoever you feel is your demand. Partless. Remember, Uganda is a multi-party. We are under multi-party system. So under multi-party dispensation, we've got different parties, but corruption does not affect the members of opposition. Corruption does not affect the ruling party, does not affect any of these. It affects every Ugandan. Every Ugandan. It only favors just a few people who are involved in this corruption. Not even the councillors, not even it will affect everyone. It affects even the people in uniform who brutalizes people whenever they go for demonstration. They earn just a mere of salary, yet these people are misusing this money. Remember, the office of the Attorney General just came and said every year, actually office of the Inspectorate of Government said every year Uganda loses 25% of the 25% of the budget in corruption. This would do something tremendous to develop the country. Then lastly is fearless. These people, the youngsters, we are really fearless. We don't fear anything. You can witness this through look at the first day demonstration on the 23rd of July. Actually, they started deploying on the 21st. The 21st they had deployed, 21st at night they deployed at NUP offices. Early in the morning on the 22nd, they arrested NUP members who were going to for a press conference at their office in Katanga. You get it? So they arrested them. Now, the following day, if you can look at the deployment that was in town, it was as if there was an operation going to take place. There was a big or a huge rebel rebel group that has entered or infiltrated the streets of Kampala, yet there was nothing. These were young people who came unarmed. Yes, everyone was peaceful. They were chanting, "We are peaceful." They could even reach to them, and these guys could sit down. But the guy brought a lot and every machinery that he has brought. just to defend corruption. So I call upon every Ugandan to come and fight corruption. The march to parliament is still on, and we say stop corruption.